What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Quick video tonight to show off the brand new holster from my friends at Tier 1 Concealed and Donovan .1 Tactics, the APX. I'm going to show you the holster here in a minute, but I first want to kind of explain and show you why the features of this holster actually matter. You may notice that unlike how many folks concealed carry, I have my buckle right here in the center right now, not off to the side. Now, if the only way you ever carry is with your shirt out over the holster, then having that buckle over to the side doesn't really matter. If there's one thing I've found about concealed carry though, it's that all of us do it a little bit differently. We're all different sizes and builds. We're carrying different size guns and magazines with and without weapon lates, different holsters, different belts, different clothing styles. All of that is different. And so for me personally, one of the things that I do a lot is I carry tucked. So with the shirt, tucked in between the holster and the clips. And of course, when you're doing that, if you have the buckle over here, that's pretty strange, right? I've never been able to carry for that reason tucked with a one-piece holster. In other words, a holster where the holster and the magazine are actually attached together with two clips, because this left clip has always landed on all the other holsters I've tried somewhere right into the clip, where it wasn't convenient for me to carry tucked with that clip right in the middle of my belt line. You may notice that I am now doing this for the first time with the Tier 1 APX holster, with both clips, a one-piece holster around the buckle. How did they pull this off? Well, it's pretty simple. What they've done is taken the classic quality Tier 1 holster and added on this grid piece, right? So if I flip this thing around, you'll notice that there is a injection molded, still flexible panel here that allows you not only to put the magazine wherever you want it, but also mount the clip on the belt wherever you want it. So this is by far, in my opinion, the most customizable and really modular single piece holster setup like this that I have ever come across. And I truly believe this is gonna be the new gold standard for how one-piece holsters are built. In addition to what I was talking about with running into issues in terms of where this clip is placed, we've never really had any flexibility for how to set up the mag pouch as well. So this can be a big issue depending on how you're built, right? To think as an example that somebody with, say, a 28-inch belt versus a 48-inch belt are gonna want the gun and the magazine pouch to be separated the exact same amount is of course ludicrous. But with these one-piece holsters that have been so popular, there's never been any way to adjust not only where the magazine is located or how high the magazine is located, but how the magazine is canted as well. And so what we've always ended up with is holsters where essentially you had the gun and you had the magazine basically vertical right next to the gun, which for me is not optimal for reloads. I like having the mag canted over so I can get a little bit better purchase on it more easily and quickly. Even from AIWB, I want everything to be fast, right? And so this is really, really cool to be able to mount this magazine wherever you want it on the holster, as well as, of course, the clip. I'll run you through some of the basic features of here. Again, I don't want this to be a very long video, but I want to tell you about the cool things, obviously apart from this collaboration between Point 1 and Tier 1, this grid piece. The other things that just make a great, really nice Tier 1 holster. One of my favorite things that they do is the style of the concealment wedge here. You'll notice that this is multiple pieces stacked and screwed together, and that this is adjustable, height adjustable, not only through the holster itself, but also there's a sliding piece on the wing. If you're not familiar, what the wing basically does is the belt pushes against that, pulling that grip back into the body, which is one of the things that allows me to conceal a large full-size pistol like this so well. That wing is super important. But again, for everybody, depending on how stiff your belt is, how wide your hips are, where exactly you're putting the pistol, you need different amounts of pressure here with this wing. And so having a modular stackable wing here where you can actually make that as aggressive or less aggressive as you want is really, really cool. Single screw for adjustment. This holster, unlike the MSP, is not universal, so you'll be able to run this with or without a weapon light for those of you that care about that sort of a thing, and have customized retention on your pistol with one screw that'll allow you to adjust that. Everything is adjustable here. We've got massive adjustment on how high or how low this clip sits, which is very important for me. I like to have lots of room up here to get my hand in here to get a quick draw. For some folks, it doesn't conceal quite as well, particularly if you're carrying a smaller gun. They want the ability to sink this lower in the pants, and this clip setup absolutely allows you to do that. Same thing with the grid piece over here. I can fully adjust this up and down. There's some customization that I can do in terms of mounting, you know, my clip over here on the holster itself, mounting this grid on in front of or behind the holster. Of course, then if I decide to move the clip over here to the grid piece, I've got all kinds of real estate to put that. And then of course, the same thing goes for the magazine pouch. I can put that anywhere I want, angled however I want. And then also I have, this is one of my favorite things about this holster in particular, I've got the stackable wing piece over here on the grid as well. There's been lots of attempts to kind of create something like this. Most of them have been molded into the magazine pouch itself, which is kind of a ridge in there that helps push the magazine back into the body. But man, this stackable, modular, adjustable pressure wing over here on the grid, I think is by far the best execution of this concept that we've seen so far. There's some of these that you can even adjust on the fly. So you'll notice in this magazine pouch, right, not only can I move around where the screws are mounted to the grid itself, but there's a slot in that magazine pouch that slides up and down those screws. Why is that important? Well, for some folks, as an example, that may want to compete with an AIWB rig, but want easier access maybe to the magazine while you're competing versus when you're, you know, in your everyday carry configuration, I could run something like this at a match, say, and then all I would have to do is literally loosen these two screws just a smidge without even taking anything off. I can now slide that pouch up or down on this grid and adjust the ride height of this kind of however I want, right? To get the exact height on that I want, tighten it back up, and it's now in a slightly different configuration that might be, again, more optimal for performance use or for concealed carry. Obviously, Tier 1 Concealed has been making, in my opinion, the best concealed carry holsters now on the market for quite a while. But now, with this added piece, there just really, I don't think, is anything else on the market that's even close. This is the first one-piece configuration like this that I've ever been willing to carry. I always separated the mag pouch versus the holster because I wanted the ability to put this piece wherever I wanted. Now I don't have to do that. This is way more convenient to just have a one-piece deal I can clip on and take off all at once. And it also lends some advantages in terms of concealment and stability, where now instead of this mag pouch over here just floating by itself to the side, it is tied into the holster. So as an example, if I want, when I do slide this magazine pouch up higher, there's not a whole lot of mass below the belt, but it's still tied into the holster itself, which prevents that spill out issue that we usually see with normal magazine pouches when we lift them up really high. So anyway, guys, that's just a quick overview of the new APX from Tier 1 Concealed. I highly recommend that you check these guys out. Very, very solid holster. I don't see myself wanting to carry anything else anytime soon. Hopefully this is helpful. There's a link down in the description that helps me out. Lets Tier 1 know I sent you. If you want to use that link, I would greatly appreciate it. There's also links down there if you ever want to train with us, and we'll see you on the range sometime soon. Until next time, thanks for watching.